Welcome to VINDAL'S concept. Today, we are going to talk about logarithmic equation. And before I start this logarithmic equation, I'm going to give you a little introduction of how this thing works. Now, but before we start this, you need to check my video on rules of logarithms. When I treated rules of logarithm, this is where we are going to take our lead from. You may not understand what I'm doing if you have not checked rules of logarithm. But however, I will try my best to give you all the information you need on this. So, if I have log 8 base 2, this means how many times will I multiply 2 to get 8? 2 times 2 times 2 in how many places? That means 2 times in how many places to give you 8? Then if you can answer this question, then you know what x is. Let's assume that we say this place is x. What you do is carry the x on top of 2 and introduce your equality sign. Then you will be able to evaluate the whole log. Then in this case, you say 2 raised to power x is equal to 2 raised to power 3. You realize that 2 times 2 times 2 is going to be 8. So I'm expressing 8 as a base of 2. So if you compare the equation of the two sides, you say that x is equal to 3. There is something people usually do here, which I don't really understand. They will cancel this and this, but that is not the best thing to do. Rather, you say comparing the powers. Comparing the powers of the both sides, then you'll be able to say that the x is equal to 3. However, let us solve the first one. Log x raised to power 2 plus 1 base 10 minus log x raised to power. These two will go on top of x. So these two will come here. And this is base 10 is equal to 1. We'll call this approach power law. That is called power law approach, such that this one here will go on top of the value in front of the log. That is the log itself, the number for the log. And this is equal to 1. However, you must express 1 in base 10. How do you do that? You just say log 10 base 10 is equal to 1. So I'm removing this one and put this. So I'll have log x squared plus 1 minus log x squared is equal to log 10 base 10. You see, this one, I have replaced it with log 10 base 10. So in this case, when you get to this part, whereby you have log of a particular expression and you have another log, when they are minusing, what you do is you divide. So I'm going to say, remember they are all base 10. So I'm going to say log x squared plus 1 divided by x raised to power 2 all to base 10 is equal to log 10 base 10. Now, if you look at this very well, you realize that the expression in front of the log base 10 and this expression in front of the log to base 10, they are the same thing. So this must be equal to this. Everything here must be equal to this one. But people usually say they'll cancel this and cancel this. If that is the one you will understand best, probably for you. But for me, I will say comparing the log of the both sides. So I'll have x squared plus 1 all over x raised to power 2 is equal to 10. Remember, I've cancelled base 10, I've cancelled base 10. So this is it. What do? You clear the fraction. So you have x squared plus 1 is equal to 10x squared. All right? So this, there is plus here, there is plus x squared. I will carry it here. It will become minus. So I have 1 is equal to 10 raised to power x squared minus x squared. Now remember that there is 1 here. So 10 minus 1 is 9. So have 1 is equal to 9x squared. Now I'll have that 9x squared is equal to 1. So I'll divide both sides by 9. So x squared is equal to 1 over 9. So the best thing is taking the square root of both sides. The only way you can remove these two is to take square root of this and take square root of this. However, when this crosses here is going to be plus or minus for two expressions, because this is a quadratic function or quadratic equation. So these two will cancel the root. We have only x is equal to square root of 1 is 1, square root of 9 is 3. So this is plus or minus 3. And that is the value. Let's check if it is true. If you check here, if you put x here as plus 1 over 3, then x as plus 1 over 3, and solve the expression, you must surely get 1. I'm going to solve number 4. I'll solve number 4. I have log x minus 3 minus log x is equal to 2. Remember, they are base 2. Now, so this is going to be the first thing, these two. Express 2 in base 2. Now, remember that this 2 is 2 times 1. So how do you get 1? And log 2 base 2 is 1. Now, is it not better you say 2 log 2 base 2, so that everything here is 1. So 2 times 1 is still 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say log x minus 3 base 2 minus log x base 2 is equal to 2 log 2 base 2. That is it. I have expressed this thing as also 2. I didn't change anything because 2 times everything here is 1. 2 times 1 is still 2. But I have to introduce log to base 2 so that everything here is going to be in the same base as 2. So when I'm subtracting, I will divide. So I'll have log base 2 x minus 3 all over x is equal to, these 2 has to go on top according to power law. So I'm going to have log 2 raised to power 2 base 2. This will slash out. So I have x minus 3 all over x is equal to 4. Such that I have x minus 3 is equal to 4x. Then we have that x, this 4 is coming this side to become minus 4x. Then this 3 is coming here to become plus. So I have plus 3. So this is minus 3x is equal to 3, such that x is equal to 3 divided by minus 3, which is equal to minus 1. Therefore, x is minus 1. There's another approach I'm going to use. The approach is this: log base 2 x minus 3 divided by x is equal to 2. So you see, according to explanation I gave before, when you have log to a base and equal to a value, this value will come on top of 2. So I have 2 raised to power 2. These 2 coming on top of these 2. And this is equal to whatever is in front of the log. So we have x minus 3 over 4 over x. So this is 4 is equal to x minus 3 over x. We clear the fraction. I have 4x is equal to x minus 3. So this is 4x minus x is equal to minus 3. Why? Because this has to come here and become minus. Yes, but this is already plus. That is why it's like this. So there is 1 here. 4 minus 1 is 3x equal to minus 3. So x is equal to minus 3 divided by 3, which is equal to minus 1. Finally, I'm going to solve one, and I will leave you to solve one. I think this may be scary to a beginner, so I'm going to solve this. So I have log 5x plus 6 equal to log 5x minus 6 all raised to power 2. Can you answer? Can you think of why this 2, the 2 that was here, went there? What law? That is power law. The power law made it to climb and become a power. Remember that is base 10, base 10. So I have this log 5x plus 6 base 10 is equal to log 5x minus 6 all raised to power 2 base 10. So they will cancel out. Not cancel out, you really compare. This log must be equal to, this value must be equal to this value if they are the same base. So I have 5x plus 6 is equal to 5x minus 6 all raised to power 2. So this is 5x plus 6 is equal to, remember that this is squared. I'm going to multiply this. Let me do it as a beginner. 5x minus 6. 5x minus 6. So we have 5x plus 6 is equal to, this will multiply this, and this will multiply this. So I have 5 times 5 is 25. X times x is x squared. Now, 5x times 6 minus 6 is going to be minus 30x, because 5 times 6 is 5 times minus 6 is minus 30, and the x is that you have to introduce x. Now, minus 6 times this, which is minus 6 times 5 is minus 30, but there is x that you have to bring it down. Now, minus 6 times minus 6, minus is plus. 6 times 6 is 36. I have expanded it. That is it. Now, in this case, I am going to make a decision that all x should come together. All x should come together because they are like terms. So I'm going to have 5x plus 30x plus 30x is equal to 25x squared is not x. X squared is different from x. So this is 25x squared, right? And this is 6. This is plus 36 already. Then 6 will go down and become minus 6. So this is 65. Everything here is 65x is equal to 25x squared plus 30. Now remember, I have to carry everything to this side so that everything will become a quadratic equation. 25x squared minus 5x plus 30 is equal to 0. Why did I know that this is a quadratic equation? Because of this appearance of x squared. Whenever you see raised to power 2 is a quadratic expression, and I have to solve for quadratic expression. Now, something can, this, all of them have bigger number, but all of them can be divided by 5. 5 into this is 5x squared. 5 into this is going to be, 5 into this is 1, remember 1, and that is 3. Then 5 into 30 is going to be plus 6. 5 into 0 is going to be 0. 5 divide all of them, because 5 can divide all of them. So I have to divide all of them by 5 in order to reduce the number to a smaller values I can deal with. Now I have to factorize this. You just have to go and learn your factorization, because you may not understand what I'm going to do here, because it's a previous class. However, I will do a video on factorization. So 5 times this is 30. What are the factors of 30 that will give me 13? Minus 13, that is minus 10 minus 3. So I have 5x squared minus 10x minus 3x plus 6 equal to 0. So I will factorize these two and I'll factorize these two. 5 is here, 5 is here, x is here, x is here. So I'll bring 5x out because they are common to 5x and common to 10x. So bracket open, what is remaining here is x minus 2. Because 5x times x will give you 5x squared. 5x times minus 2 will give you minus 10x. So I will go this one also. This bracket must be in this bracket. So I will put 2 bracket x minus, no, that should be 3, x minus 2 equal to 0. Therefore, 5x minus 3 and then x minus 2 equal to 0. Therefore, 5x minus 3 equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. So this is going to be, x is going to be 3 over 5 or x is going to be 2. Why? I have to carry this 2 here, becomes plus. Or you carry 3 here, become plus, divide both sides by 3, by 5, I mean, you have 3 over 5. So these are the values that will make this expression to be true. So this is all I have for you today. Remember, there is a question I left unsolved. That is number 2. And I would probably prefer that you solve it and give me a comment and share. Remember to share. Also remember to follow me on TikTok on Mass Physics. Also follow me on Facebook page Mass Physics. And if this is your YouTube, you know that YouTube is VINDAL'S concept. Thank you for being part of this class. Remember, you have to subscribe and follow for more content.